this window, but the one next door. Very annoying. So I apologise if they're too loud, but maybe it'll be a nice little morning backdrop or something. So, I've got my tea. I've got some stories. We've got a couple. Am I there or lined up? So we're just going to get into it, I think. Hopefully this tea is now cool enough to drink. Enough. I need to get myself a bit of pad to do this on. Alright, so the first story today is, am I the a-hole for refusing to do a favour / help my brother with an element of his wedding, which I already said I won't be attending. So, my brother is marrying someone who made my life hell for through our entire teens, starting age 12 and continued into college. Unfortunately, we were in the same one. She was like 20 before she stopped bullying me, and she went out of her way to do it in college too, going as far as almost stalking me over it. She almost got thrown out of college, which might have been what stopped her in the end. I can't lie, when I read the title of this, I was like, oh gosh, like, this is going to be like, the guy might be the a-hole. Oh no, I'm already getting not that vibe, let's be honest. I was able to avoid her for the rest of college and did see her again for a few more years. My brother is a year older and knew all about the stuff she put me through, as did our parents. So when he brought this girl home as his girlfriend a couple of years ago, I was so what the hell, that's great, that is actually nuts. My sister asked him what he was thinking, how he could do that to me. He said she grew up and that's allowed, and we should be allowed. We should be willing to give her a shot. Absolutely not. Your brother's an a-hole, and if your parents accept this, they're a-holes. Oh, they are, because this is the next line. I walked out. My parents and brother were upset at my refusal to give her a chance. What the hell is it with parents sometimes, man? They're just so dumb. Like, this girl bullied this guy, and that's already hard enough to kind of like socially talk about, right? And he has been, very clearly open and willing to talk about that, and they're like, I'll just give her a chance. Like, I lost my train of thought there, lost where I was. Let's try that again. I walked out. My parents and brother were upset at my refusal to give her a chance and asked why I wanted to hurt our family. Oh, I'm getting annoyed with every line on this one. They said my sister walked out after calling this girl all sorts of names and making it clear she saw her as trash and someone who couldn't be a good person. The sister is the only good person in this situation, clearly, other than the OP. She called our brother out for having no family loyalty and said his dick is clearly all he cares about. Evidently, my relationship with my brother and parents hardly exists now. I've seen them 4 times since that day. They have reached out via phone, but I made it clear I had no desire to make things with that girl, and I saw it as a betrayal towards me to accept her and expect me to treat her as family. My sister has stood by me. She is mostly estranged from our parents and brother. Do you know what? Your sister is a real one. Sister is the real one here. The parents and brother are just absolute shitheads. Man, get in the bin. The last time I saw them was in June at a family birthday party. During a quiet moment, my brother told me he was getting married and our parents were standing by to jump in. I told him to save himself the money inviting me because I won't be attending, and I walked away. So where the issue comes in, the most popular local florist is best friends with my mum. And she's known to have special packages for friends and family for weddings. One piece in particular she only does for people she's close to. My brother and his fiancée want her to be the florist for their wedding day, and they want the bonuses of the special package. Shock horror. But at the end of the day, like, weddings are expensive. Of course you're going to go for special packages. I can't really hate on that, but I can hate on them. That thing, like, where if you dislike someone, everything they do just starts to annoy you and you hate about it, or hate about them. That's the case here, for me anyway. But they don't have a good relationship with the florist, however I do. So my brother called me up, I ignored his calls, so he sent a text asking me to do a favour and ask about the special package for them. I said sister is the real one here. She stood up for the brother and deserves the best in the world, clearly. She is an incredible person, very clearly. Stood by the brother. Could very easily have just kind of stepped in with the parents, but no. I hope that he sees his sister and that loyalty and stands by her in the future. The rest of them can all, go do one. Like, I'm not being funny, but I mean, there's just not really much to talk about with this, is it? It's kind of self-explanatory. She bullied him. The parents stand by that. The parents obviously don't care about the brother. They obviously don't care about their kid, because if they did, they'd turn around to their son and be like, I'm not being funny, but what are you doing? So, they sound like terrible parents, but let's read the comments. Okay. Not the a-hole, but it might be worth to call the florist if you're close enough and say that you're not referring your brother for any special deal for his wedding. If he calls and says you are, if this sheds your brother in a worse light to the florist, it would be a real shame if she decided she couldn't do the flowers for their wedding at all. Just saying. Yeah. The OP says, oh, she knows she didn't have to hear it from me. She's aware we're no longer close and wouldn't take his word for it. Yeah. She should offer him the special package. Our price is actually inflated. That sounds like it could be risky, to be honest. That costs $100. I'm OP's brother. Oh, okay, $200. What? Why? Tax. You know what you did. Oh, a-hole tax. You know what you did. What else have we got? Any other comments here that are interesting? It's like obvious, right? Have either of these people attempted to apologise to you? A real apology acknowledging the specifics that harm and they inflicted on you. It's not a small favour to ask you. It is not a small favour to ask you to use your influence and good reputation to gain special consideration they wouldn't otherwise be entitled to, and that's even without the fact that you have a pretty good reason to refuse doing even small favours for them. My brother never has. I don't know if she was ever willing to try, because I do not speak to her and actively avoid interactions with her, referencing the woman that bullied him. And honestly, like, someone's also said it here, but like, you're under no obligation to give her that chance. Like, ultimately, she treated you like shit. You're not obligated to accept apologies if someone's been an a-hole to you or has treated you like shit in your life, and this goes for everyone, right? You are under zero obligation to accept an apology from anyone. At the end of the day, if someone does something wrong and they apologise, fair enough, that's part of their journey, but you don't have to be part of that. And that is very fair. I've learned that in my life both ways. Not accepting apologies, but also apologising and accepting the outcome of that. If I've done something wrong, and that's just the way that life goes. The person who has been wronged has no obligation to accept an apology. So there we go. I'm going to read one more comment for this one, which is, if I watched my child suffer at the hands of a bully for years, I would not begrudge them no being out of a bully's wedding, even if my other child was involved. You deserve support, and it's totally possible to support you and your brother in separate ways without a guilt trip or some emotional manipulation. In all honesty, I agree, but I also disagree with that. I don't think there's a possible way to support the brother. I'm not being funny, but I understand it's a difficult situation. It must be awful for the parents it would be awful for the parents if they wanted to understand the other perspective, and they obviously don't care, so they're just shit. But if they wanted to support both, I can get that it's difficult, especially if that woman's been like, I've been terrible. But ultimately, it's not about her. It's not about her and giving her a chance. It's about turning to the brother and saying, your brother has been bullied by this person and you are indulging a relationship with them, what the hell is wrong with you? As a parent, I would look at that and I would never be able to look at that child again the same way. It would definitely change my perspective. And I would probably, I don't know what I would do. Honestly, it's hard without being in that situation, but it would be difficult in my position right now, from my mentality right now, to not say, I wouldn't give them an ultimatum and say, you are either going to respect the fact that you are betraying your brother and understand there are going to be consequences of that, or you maintain that loyalty. And I've said in many of these videos, like, I'm not a person that thinks blood relation is the most important thing, and that you should be loyal to your blood regardless of the situation. But like for example, if the brother had been bullying the fiance and who's marrying her, and the family were like, oh, why are you marrying this person? You know, that they have a bad relationship with your brother. Like, ultimately in that situation, you know, F the family, man. Like, I'm going off, I'm digressing, it's not making a lot of sense. My point is something, I don't know what the point is. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Second one is, am I the AR for giving my wedding dress to my future daughter-in-law instead of my stepdaughter? So, this one, I, 42F, got married 24 years ago. I decided that if I had a daughter, I would pass the dress and accessories on to her. I chose a simple, elegant dress rather than what was fashionable at the time, because I wanted something timeless that people could wear for generations to come. I had my son, Mark, now 22M, a year later, and after his father passed away when he was young. I raised Mark as a single mum for years. I decided that when Mark was married, I would give my dress and accessories to his wife. When I was 33, I met Rob, now 52M. I fell in love with him and we quickly married. He became a great father figure for Mark, and I was so excited to have a stepdaughter, Molly, now 24F. My relationship with Molly had a rocky beginning. I've been patient and gentle with her. I offered to take her shopping or get her nails done. I asked Rob about her favourite foods and made sure to cook those. She made it clear that she didn't see me as her real mother. Years passed and I never changed the way I treated Molly. My door has always been open for her, but she never changed the way she thought about me. She called me a trophy wife to my face. Wow. She has unresolved trauma she needs to deal with. If I ever threw a charity event, she would remark, wow, you're so generous with dad's money. While she didn't say anything explicitly, I could tell she looked down on me for not having a college degree. Damn. These titles are so misleading sometimes. Not misleading, but I always think they're going to go one way and then the stories don't. A couple of years ago, I made a final offering to Molly. I brought her into my closet and showed her the dress and accessories and told her I would love her to wear them at her wedding. Some modifications would have to be done. I am a 5'9", and size 4. Molly is 5'4" and a size 8. But we could make it work. Molly scoffed and said I had archaic values and the dress was trashy and walked out. That really hurt because she knew what that dress meant to me, and she didn't care. After that, I stopped making as much of an effort to build a relationship with her. I think you've done more than enough. You've done more than enough over the years. Far more than many people would. Ultimately, like, she's an adult now. As a younger kid, I can kind of get it, that sort of reaction, but I'm not being funny. But if you have that mentality as an adult, you really need therapy, and you need it quick. To ruin someone else's life and to be such, well, I mean, she said it about the dress, kind of about her, a bit trashy, you know, talking that way about people and shooting people down like that, I think is kind of trashy. Maybe I'm using the word wrong there, but I just want to use it against her, her own insult. Either way, yeah, you've done more than a lot of people would. 2 months ago, Mark proposed to his college sweetheart Lucy, with whom I have a great relationship. That's amazing. Happy for you. When Lucy mentioned dress shopping, I showed her my dress. Lucy tried it on and it fit like a glove. Well, it seems like fate then, doesn't it? She fell in love with it, and I told her the dress, shoes and accessory were hers. She was so happy she literally cried. That sounds like exactly what was meant to happen, and I hope you're happy that it did not go to Molly. Oh, here we go. However, a couple of days ago, Molly reached out to me and asked if, out of the blue, if the dress was still available. I told her I had given it to Lucy. She asked if I could get it back from Lucy since I offered it to her first. I told her, 1, she said she didn't want it. 2, it fits Lucy perfectly. And 3, Lucy is the only one getting married within the foreseeable future. Now Molly is saying I'm favouring Lucy over her because she's conforming to traditional standards of femininity. Oh my god, she sounds insufferable. And, oh my god, getting married and being thin, that's absolute baloney, but it got me thinking that if the roles were reversed and Lucy was the one asking for the dress after initially turning it down, would I give it to her? Is Molly right that I'm favouring Lucy? Am I the a-hole? You are favouring Lucy, but you're favouring Lucy because Lucy isn't a piece of shit. Molly... Oh my god. Molly seems like the kind of person that takes... I don't even know how to really describe this. She looks like the kind of person, or sounds like the kind of person, that takes those sort of issues and tries to use them for her own benefit. Like, talking about, femininity and those sort of things are like large issues within the world, especially right now. But to use that as leverage and say like, oh, it's manipulative to use that as an argument to almost like gaslight and insinuate that this person is being bigoted because she won't give you a dress that you rejected. You said it was trashy. Like, ultimately, like, there's no argument here, right? There's nothing I can really add because it's all, again, very self-explanatory. She herself said she didn't like the dress. She insulted it. She had been really shitty to the mother-in-law, or not the mother-in-law, sorry, the stepmother, for the entire time she's been there. And, let's be honest, has made no effort when she has. There's nothing to add. She is a POS. OP isn't. She ain't getting the dress back. She don't deserve the dress. And, she's trying to use real world issues to gaslight this person when actually there are real issues with femininity and like misogyny in the world, and she's trying to use that as leverage here to win an argument. That is the worst kind of person, in my opinion, to use like actual like marginalised issues to your advantage when it isn't relevant. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, there we go. That was a bit of a hot topic one there today. Let's take a glance at some of the comments. It sounds like she has a lot of insecurities and she needs therapy. And I feel like me talking about that stuff at the end there, about using arguments regarding femininity and like misogyny, that's, if I'm saying it, it feels like it's coming across strong, because I feel like if you guys have watched these videos, like these particular Am I the A-hole videos, I think you get a feeling of where my political leaning lies. And let's say, if I was at an intersection, I would be taking the first left. So there we go. And I try to avoid politics on the channel, but these videos are inherently political, right? So it's hard not to be, but there we go. What are the comments then? Not the a-hole. Molly only wants it because Lucy has it. Exactly. Lucy recognised how precious the dress was to you and treated it accordingly. Molly turned her nose up in an attempt to hurt you. Lucy accepting the dress sounds like a wonderful bonding moment for you both. Cherish the memory in each of mine. You've done nothing wrong. Edit to say if Molly isn't getting married, I wouldn't put it past her to take the dress to cut up into something else. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I would add to that that honestly, I think your time bonding with Molly is done. Like, stop making an effort completely. She's not your daughter. Like, and I don't mean that because she's not blood related. As we've learned earlier in the video, I don't care about that shit. If you adopt a child, that child is your child, whether you are related by blood or not. That's my, and always will be my opinion. If you care for a child, it is your child. But this child does not want to be your child, and you have made all the effort, and they have scoffed at you, and refused to accept that. At a certain point, you have to give up. You have to give up, and accept that it's not worth destroying your own mental health for. So yeah, just not worth it. Alright. Yeah, someone even said, like, even giving the benefit of the doubt, it was initially rejected and you already gave it away, it's no longer yours to give. So there you go. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope the hot takes didn't burn you alive. If you did enjoy it, remember to drop a like down below. Let me know you enjoyed the video. If you are unsubscribed, consider subscribing. If you already are, press that bell icon. Click the bell icon